Hey homeschoolers, I'm Melissa Webb, former full-time classroom teacher and homeschool mom turned full-time business CEO and encourager to homeschool families. I want to give you sound, educational, practical tips, making sure that you're enjoying the family journey that you are on. So if you are looking for a place to be encouraged and inspired, you have found the perfect podcast. Homeschooling is a work of heart is truly the perfect place to start. So welcome. Let's jump in. Well, hello there. You know, it's so funny. I like to imagine that we're meeting for coffee or tea or hot chocolate. I know not everybody's a coffee drinker around here, but I have just walked in and I am smiling because I see you sitting there, and I just love our weekly meeting. So I'm so glad you're here to hang out with me. It means a lot. So here's what is new with me. I am relearning how to play golf. We now have grown kids, and it is time for the hubs and me to look toward the future and decide what things are we going to do now in this new season of our lives. 30 years ago when we were dating, we played golf. Okay, I'll be honest and tell you, Greg played golf very, very well. Me, not so much. So he bought me some lessons, and I did learn how to play a decent game of golf. But then we had kids and raised our family, and you know, golf is a commitment. So we went ahead and put it on the back burner. But just this past fall, Greg and I were talking about picking it up again. And lo and behold, I got a new set of clubs for Christmas. Yay, me. We went out to the driving range during our winter break, and I will tell you that my golf swing is gone. The whole process felt so uncomfortable. I seriously questioned if I had ever held a golf club in my hands ever before. I know you've all heard of muscle memory. Yeah, but my muscles have not. So while I thought I had everything I needed, I had the new shoes, the new clubs, definitely some positive energy packed in my bag, I quickly discovered I was lacking a very important thing, and that would be confidence. Thank goodness. Confidence is just a feeling. That means it's free and it's available always, and it is mine for the taking. So you know how this goes. When I want to feel a certain way, I go to work to create it because I have a secret power. I can create any emotion I want. In fact, you actually have this power too, and so do your kids. You've probably heard people say things like, that person or that kid or, insert any name, was born with confidence, as if one has confidence or someone doesn't have confidence, as if you could be born with a genetic gene of confidence. But I disagree with that because I do not believe that confidence is a genetic thing, but I'm so curious to know what you think. So be sure to share your thoughts. Here's what I believe, and I am going to offer my thought to you. I do that every week. I come up with some of my thoughts. I think about my thinking, and then I'm like, hey, what do you think? Do you want to take up this offer that I have for you and think the same thing too, or do you want to think something different? We all have that freedom. But here's the thought that I'm offering to you today. Confidence is not a genetic trait, but a feeling we create. Oh my gosh, it even rhymes. Well, that's great news. Not just the rhyming part, but isn't that a great thing that confidence isn't genetic? Because if it's a feeling that we can all create, then that means we can all have some. It's not just given to the few and far between. So what is confidence? By definition, here we go. Confidence is a belief in one's abilities to accomplish tasks and face challenges. Confidence. I actually love this definition because of the word belief. Confidence is a belief. Now, what is a belief? A belief is a thought that a person thinks over and over again. That's all a belief is. For me, if I have something that I've thought so many times it feels true, it's my belief. It may not be your belief, but it's my belief. So I love this definition that confidence is a belief in one's abilities to accomplish tasks and face challenges. Confidence, however, to be super clear, is not arrogance. And I think some people confuse the two. I do. Because people say things like, well, I don't want to come off as overly confident. I want to remain humble. Well, if you believe in yourself that you can do a task and face a challenge, I don't think that's a humility issue, because confidence is not arrogance. There's a difference. Confidence is more trusting in yourself that you have the skills and abilities with humility to do the things you've been given the ability to do. Arrogance is very different. If you've ever met an arrogant person, you know exactly what I mean. Arrogance is an inflated sense of self-worth, as if somebody's better than another person. It disregards others and makes this one person stand out as better than everyone else. So it's just really important to remember that confidence, which is a feeling, it's already within us, and it sits with a slew of other emotions. We have so many emotions. I've said this before. If we were only meant to have one emotion, say happiness, then that's the only emotion we would have. But we have so many, a plethora of emotions, and confidence is one of them. So today I want to talk about accessing confidence to improve your life and to also improve your child's future. Who doesn't want to give her child or his child the best future possible? We all want that for our kids. There is a problem, though, that can sometimes get in the way of our confidence, and that is called doubt, self-doubt. So self-doubt can actually become a very familiar feeling, almost to the point of a feeling of safety, but ultimately self-doubt holds us back. Here's the thing, self-doubt is also a feeling that also means it's a choice. And it often serves us in underwhelming ways. Self-doubt is likely going to say, I probably can't do that. I've never been able to do that. Whereas confidence comes in and says, oh, I could try that. I have the ability to do that. And I know we all have areas in our lives where we do feel confident. We believe we can do a multitude of things. And I'm curious, what are some of yours? What areas do you feel confident? Now, this might be a great time for you to actually pause the podcast and either think or speak out loud or write down areas that you feel confident. I really want you to answer the question. I'll be specific. What are three things, three areas where you feel confident? Okay. For me, I am confident in my teaching. I know I can teach students how to write multiple paragraph essays. I feel very confident in that. I'm confident in my kitchen. With or without a recipe, I can make healthful and tasty meals. I feel confident there. I am a confident card player. Yes, I love to play cards. Do you like playing cards? We played cribbage a lot, Greg and I, and even if I'm learning a new card game, which I love learning new games all the time, I'm confident I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to play well. I have confidence in all of that. Okay, so it's your turn. Now, somebody may say, I actually don't think I have confidence. I'm not confident in anything. I actually hear this from kids more than I hear it from adults. But kids will say, yeah, I'm not really good at anything. But they are. We all are. And if we believe the thought, I can do this well, whatever that is, fill in the blank, you'll find that confidence is a feeling you've tapped into before. Therefore, you can certainly tap into it again. I love analogies, you know that. So let's go down the road of analogies. I think this could be a good conversation for you to have with your child if you have a child who struggles in this area. What about the analogy of confidence and tying shoes? How confidently can you tie your shoes? Velcro has its place when kids are really young. Learning to tie shoes is a fine motor skill, and it is worth mastering. So if right now you're like, I still haven't taught my kids how to do that, teach your kids how to tie their shoes. But most of us can tie our shoes without even thinking about it. That's how confident we are. We don't worry. We don't doubt that we're going to make it out the door today with untied shoes. We're just so confident that it's going to happen. But if you can go back and remember learning how to tie your shoes, man, that can be a frustrating time, because tying your shoes was likely once a challenge. With the consistency and the practice, it will become second nature. Confidence builds when we first think, with practice, I can do this. And that's maybe something you had to say to yourself, or you've had to say to your kids, hey, honey, with practice, you can do this. Or you can figure this out as long as you practice, right? However you want to word that, understanding that it can be done. When you say any kind of sentence or thought that has those types of words in it, you really will start to hear that confidence, that belief. I'm going to practice until I figure this out. That sounds confident. So first we have to think of a confident thought. That's going to create the I can feeling of confidence. And then confidence will grow with every action we take and every result we experience. It's something that builds over time. Now, if you or a child have said, yeah, I have tried so many things though, and I have failed. Well, look who's come back. There's self-doubt peeking around the corner once again. If that happens, I want you to think about whether or not self-doubt has become a habit of yours. You just go to that belief that you've believed for so long, it feels true. The good news is that habits can change with intentional effort. So I want you to try something. I want you to try to trigger confidence within yourself before you start any task, any activity, any behavior that otherwise might have had you doubting your ability. We are getting ready over here at Right on Web to start a new semester, and our first assignment is a persuasive essay. It's beginning very soon, and we have many new students, and I can already tell you the majority of them will come in lacking the confidence to start this assignment. And it's not a problem. I'm ready to embrace them, bring it on, because we will first teach them how to trigger confidence within. And this is why I always say that mindset matters. I start every new assignment with my students with a video that we call the Mind Yourself video. It's like 5 minutes long. And we talk about the importance of choosing a thought before you start anything. This triggers confidence. And you can do this. You can do this with yourself. You can do this with your kids. But you want to start with a thought that is most likely going to produce the result that you want. So this month in our class, our students are going to be given a thought that I want them to believe, which is they are all coachable. So I talk about what that means to be coachable. And I'm actually using a football analogy as we get closer to the Super Bowl. And I have tied this thought to their first writing assignment. I have taught them you are coachable. Therefore, you're ready to learn how to do something that perhaps you've never done before. Now, from there, it is up to them to continue to find the confident thoughts, and that's your task as well. So I do have a few ideas before I let you go. I think these, I don't know, how many did I write down? Hang on real quick. 5. I wrote down 5 ways that you could trigger confidence in yourself or in your kids. Okay, so here they are. Number 1, affirmations do work. So you could speak affirmations every morning. You could have a whole jar of affirmations. I am capable. I am resourceful. I can learn anything I need. I can learn anything I want. Have several in a jar, like a mason jar or a plastic container. And every morning the kids pull one out and you speak affirmations aloud. The second thing you could do is get into the habit of doing morning journaling. That's going to start the mindset for the day. You can first reflect on yesterday's achievements. That will define confidence right there. And then set some intentions for the day. What do you want to believe that will build confidence for you in that particular day? The third way that you can trigger confidence is to celebrate the small wins. When your kids tie their shoes, just be like, what? Look at that. You tie those shoes. You don't even think about it anymore. I bet that makes you feel confident. Just recognize progress that's already been made. Look for the things where your confidence is already strong. It's built up, and reflect on that and celebrate what you've already done. And say things like, oh my goodness, honey, if you could do that, you can certainly do this. The fourth thing is visualization. Visualization is powerful. So whether you are painting a picture of yourself or painting a picture for your child, imagine succeeding in whatever that thing is, and then embrace the feelings of confidence and accomplishment as you see the success of that visualization. Super powerful. You also could adopt a favorite Bible verse or a favorite quote. You could write it down where you're going to see it. Maybe every time you're brushing your teeth, you put it on the bathroom mirror. You read it and you reread it. I love Philippians 4:13, the one that says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's a great verse to memorize and go to, because sometimes there may not be a thought that you can retrieve that has you believing in your own levels of confidence, but why not adopt a verse or a quote that makes you sound confident? Consistency and practice do matter as well. And here's what I am choosing to believe. I believe my best golfing days are ahead of me. I have hired a coach to help me again. How can I fail? I have a coach now. I can't fail. I am confident. I'm confident that I'm going to get better and better at this game. So just remember, parents, you first must set the example for your children. So be sure to share how you're building confidence in yourself. What new things are you doing that you are sure you will accomplish? You want to show your kiddos that confidence is a skill that you develop over time. And it's not just something we develop when we're little. If we are growing, and we are either always growing and changing or dying, make sure that you show your kids that you are still pushing yourself in certain areas. There's not this overnight transformation. It is a process. And remind them that confidence is not genetic. It is available to everyone, and that's the best news of all. I really don't know where you see your child struggling in the area of confidence, but I am hoping that you will start to pay close attention to any things that you're noticing that have them doubting themselves. Just really zone in, listen, watch, pay attention, and encourage them to experience the discomfort of new things, that uncertainty. That's not a bad thing. It's all normal, but with awareness and intention, we can actually transform that discomfort and uncertainty into confidence and determination. You want to remember, just to reiterate the key point, and that is confidence is a feeling we can create. It is going to require a thought, a belief, so spend some time figuring out what those are. You may even want to make a list of positive and confident thoughts as a family. I actually think that could be a really great brainstorming activity one evening or one morning. I don't know, maybe just came to me. Consider that. What I am confident in is that you can make a positive impact in your life and in your child's life. Wouldn't you have loved to have been able to master this feeling early on? Of course, me too. Controlling confidence at an early age, gosh, it would have built a foundation, a really strong foundation. And we can build this for our children and for their future, a future that would be sure to be filled with that can-do spirit and so many wonderful accomplishments. I want that for you, and I certainly want that for your children. And if you do not feel confident teaching writing, oh yeah, you knew I had to go here, right? I have another thought for you. With Melissa's help, we could figure it out. Of course. I have enough confidence for all of us. That sounds pretty confident, right? So why don't you head on over to writeonweb.com and see what writing courses and what opportunities we have to offer right now. Well, I am off to my next golf lesson, and I know it's going to be good. Go create some confidence, my friends. Right on. Well, thanks so much for tuning in and listening this week. Hey, if this was something that you found valuable, don't forget you want to subscribe or follow so that every time a new episode is dropped, you'll be the first to know. And hey, before you go, if you are looking to get some of this academic writing under your belt and outsourced so that it's one less thing, freeing you up to enjoy more time with your family, hey, you're going to want to head over to writeonweb.com to see what kinds of resources and materials I have available for you. I will look forward to seeing you there, and I will look forward to seeing you here in our next episode. Right on.